welcome back to another Anything for Life video. And today we are going to be installing NickelClock on our Kobo Libra Colour. So yes, this tutorial will be specifically aimed at Mac users, because I've noticed that nobody has actually made a tutorial yet on how to install NickelMenu on the Mac. And I thought, why don't I make a video on that? And this video was also suggested by someone in the comments of my previous video. And that comment will be up here. And so yeah, thanks for the video suggestion. Yeah, I'm making it now. So without further ado, let us enter how to install the NickelClock on the Kobo Libra Colour. The materials required for this tutorial is as follows: a Kobo Libra Colour of any model. It can be actually any Kobo in general. A USB-C cable to USB-C cable, or like Thunderbolt to Thunderbolt. One of these cables. They have to be data transfer applicable, and of course, you'll need a MacBook. That's all you need for this tutorial. Without further ado, let's head over down to our Kobo. Okay, so what the first step you'll need to do is you want to grab your Kobo Libra Colour or whatever Kobo you have, grab out or whip out your USB-C cable, thread it through here, and this has to be connected obviously with your computer. And what it should happen is it will immediately open up if it's in sleeping. I'm gonna add up my pin. Okay, so once the pin has been entered, it should unlock. And once it says, sorry, I think you have to plug it in back again. So I'm gonna do that again. Plug it back in, it will say computer connected or computer detected, and we're just gonna click connect. And now, so it's gonna say connected and charging, and we can now, once it says this, we can move on officially to our next step. So, see you there. Okay, guys. So, what you'll need to do for the second step now, after you've connected your Kobo, what you should go is go on to any preferred browser of choice. My one is Comet by Perplexity, an AI company. But you can choose any one, like Chrome, Arc, whatever one you use. So, then, once you go, you enter up in the search bar. What you want to type in is NickelClock. And once you search up NickelClock, you will find the first, it will be like a Reddit thread, but what we're looking for is the GitHub repository. So we're gonna click the GitHub repository link. Okay, then you're gonna see these files. They're not really to do with what we're doing, so we wanna go down to the README section. So here it will show NickelClock, show time while reading, and that is the whole premise of NickelClock. NickelClock is basically a mod that's an add-on to your Kobo to allow you to basically show the time while reading. Natively, the Kobo cannot do this. What you will be able to do, however, is you'll have to get out of the book, and then at the top menu, you'll find the battery and the clock and what time it is, right? But if you want it to be while you're reading, you can definitely do that. And that's where the NickelClock comes in. So one of the requirements you need to install the NickelClock is the NickelMenu. And the NickelMenu is a completely different mod for your Kobo Libra Colour to unlock all its potential. Now, if you would like to install the NickelMenu, you can go ahead and watch the link up screen, which will either be up here or up here, not really sure where. And it will be in either one of those sides. And just click the link and it will take you to the one where my Windows version of the NickelMenu tutorial and the Mac version. I'm assuming, however, you would want to access the Mac version since you're watching a Mac tutorial. So, it should be up here. And if you also would like to watch the Windows tutorial, go ahead. It's also down in the description or up here or there. So, after you've installed the NickelMenu, you'll need to move on to the next thing. So this is where this tutorial comes in. The first thing we need to do is to install the NickelClock. So we'll need to download the NickelClock from the NickelClock from the latest release on the GitHub. We're gonna click the latest release button. There will be one here, and then it will show the latest version. For me, currently it's version 0.3.3. So what we will need to do now is we need to click the download button for the NickelMenu, the NickelClock, and it's going to be downloaded. So now what we need to do is we need to head over to our Finder, which is our file management app. So we'll open up Finder, and then we'll see here it's downloaded it to our the Kobo files. That's the folder I've named it. Now what we'll need to do then is we'll need to get we'll need to extract the files that we're looking for in the NickelMenu, in the NickelClock. The first thing we'll need to do is to unzip it and find out the Kobo root.tgz, and we're gonna put that into our .kobo folder. And that might sound like a whole lot of heebie-jeebies, but that's okay, because let's break it down super simply. So I'm gonna grab the NickelClock and we're gonna extract it. And how we do that is we're just gonna double click it. It's gonna do this, and then boom, it'll show Kobo root. What? Where's the Kobo root.tgz? Right? There should be a Kobo root.tgz, right? What's in here? Mount? Onboard? This is really confusing. What am I supposed to do? Now, this is where it gets a little bit different from Windows tutorials. Now, on Mac, for some reason, on Mac, the Finder's built-in archive utility has some problem where once we unzip a folder, instead of just unzipping it to release the contents on just what it is, if it finds another zip archive inside the zip archive, then what it will do is it will unzip that as well, which is not what we want. So to counteract this, we'll need to get a different RAR management platform. You can use any one, but the one I personally recommend, and this is not an ad by the way, I'm not sponsored, not yet, but there's this utility called the Unarchiver, and the Unarchiver is just a simple alternative to file managements like WinRAR, if you've heard of it, WinRAR on Windows, or 7-zip, which is kind of like what the Windows versions are for that kind of thing. So this is the Unarchiver. We'll need to download that and upload and put it onto our Mac. I already have the Unarchiver. I'll just download it for you, and we just open it up. It's very simple. Just open it up. It'll ask you for a simple drag and drop to our applications folder, and as you can see, it already exists. So I'm gonna stop it, and it's basically really simple, right? Then once you have the Unarchiver, okay, so now what you want to do is after you have gotten your Kobo files, what you'll need to do now, and after you've installed the Unarchiver, what you'll need to do now is you'll need to grab the NickelClock, hold it, and instead of just clicking it open with archive utility, which is on default on Mac, you want to click the Unarchiver. So once this will happen, it'll automatically unzip, and there we go. We got the Kobo root.tgz. Finally, the Kobo root.tgz folder. So we'll need this one. Now, what we'll need to do next is we'll need to go to our Kobo eReader. So I'm going to open up my Kobo eReader, and you'll see all your files that are downloaded by default on your Kobo. And the folder we're looking for is .ads. And you might be wondering, hey, wait, Naresh, isn't this already sorted through alphabetical order? Wait, so why can't I see a .ads? That's okay, because there's a special command you'll need to put in on Mac specifically to show hidden files. And that command is Command-Shift-. So I'm just going to click Command-Shift-, and we'll see all these hidden files. We want to head over to our .kobo folder. Then, once we're in here, we need to grab that Kobo eReader folder. So I'm going to open up a new tab with the Kobo files. Then I'm going to drag the Kobo root.tgz to my .kobo folder. And boom, once you hear that sound, that means it's officially in there. And you should see here at Kobo root.tgz. Now, after we've done this, we can move on to the next step. Now, what you'll need to do is you'll need to head out of that and go back to our Kobo eReader's main menu. Then you'll want to safely eject your Kobo eReader. Okay, so now I'm just going to eject it. So I'll just do that now. I'm going to click the eject button. The eject button, there we go. It's been ejected now. So now we can safely just remove the cable. So now it will say updating. And now this is what it's gonna do to install, of course, the NickelClock. And this, once it's happening, will just keep updating. This will take maybe like a few minutes. I'm just gonna fast forward this, obviously, because I don't want to waste your precious time. So let's just do a time lapse. Okay, guys, it looks like finally it's finished updating. I'm gonna enter my PIN really quickly. Okay, so I've entered my PIN now. Let it just unlock. Okay, so now after it's updated, what we can do now is that it should be all done, right? So let's just hop up into a book. Any book. I'm doing the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Good read, by the way. You should see on the top right-hand corner, you should see this little thing here where it says the time. Isn't that great? So now it's working, right? But hey, I want to change this. I don't want it to look. I don't want it to be the top right-hand corner. I want it to be in the top left-hand corner, or maybe a little bit 5 pixels downward or something. We need to fix those settings, right? So why don't we fix those settings if you want anything to be changed? And so what we'll need to do now, if you want to change any of the settings, is you'll need to, sorry, it's out of focus. Grab your USB-C cable, plug it back in, sorry, to your Kobo, click connect, and it should say connected and charging, which is great. Now it's connected to our Mac. Now we can head over back to our Mac. Okay, guys, so now that we've connected our Kobo Libra Colour to our Mac, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to go back to our NickelClock and just look at the general how we configure the NickelClock. So there's a little bit of steps required. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna have to do is we're gonna head over to our Finder. We're gonna head into our Kobo eReader, head over to our .ads folder. You might find out that there's a new .ads folder. I know, mind-blowing. So we're gonna head over into that. We're gonna head into the NickelClock folder. We're gonna see the settings.ini, and we're gonna right-click that and open it with text edit. Now you'll see a whole lot of confusing writing. We're just gonna close this. We don't really need it. This is gonna be a little bit confusing, and this is all the settings that you want to change in the NickelClock. So what you're gonna have to do is you want to click for debug. You want to keep it false. Margin, if you want to change it, you can. There's a whole lot of values I think you can check. For example, here you can see it's auto or any number greater than 0, and that's the amount. Like, you can move it how much you want. For me personally, I don't really want to move it anywhere. Now it's the battery. We can choose if we want us to enable the battery. Let's just try it. I'm gonna say true. And our battery type is gonna be level. The level template is 1% only, is the percentage heading. The placement, I want it to be in the header. So the header is the top, the footer is the bottom. Left or right is obviously left and right. So for example, I want my battery to be, let's say, in the header, and I want it to be left, because that's what I want it to be. For the clock, I of course want it. Let's place it in the header. Actually, let's place it in the footer. Why not? Let's place it in the let's put it in the header. The footer left, just to test things out. So I'm gonna put in footer, footer, and then on the last section I'm gonna put in left, because why not? Let's change things up. And then after that, we're gonna click Command S, and it's saved, and then we're gonna close it. And we don't really care that it doesn't support permanent version storage. So now, after it's all done, we just want to quickly, we're gonna have to quickly eject our Kobo. So I'm gonna just do that now. Okay, so now I'm gonna go and test if our settings actually changed anything. I'm gonna head into our book and let it refresh, and then boom, we can see here. Sorry, out of focus. That our battery percentage is actually there, right? And it's in exactly where we put it in the settings. We put it in the settings, I wanted it to be in the header, and I wanted it to be on the left-hand side. And of course, down here we have the time, which is great. The time right now is 9:30 p.m. and it's exactly where we put it in our settings. We said in the settings, we wanted it to be in the footer and also in the left-hand side. So now I can have my battery level and my time always permanently in the screen. And it's really cool because unlike what you would normally think, you would think it would flash every second that the time would change, right? But no, it's just changing those pixels, which is actually a great thing while reading. Yeah. So now we have NickelClock configured and ready to use on our Kobo. Okay, guys. Hope you all enjoyed that tutorial. I hope you installed the the NickelClock successfully. And if you did, congrats. Please tell me if this worked for you, because I would love to hear what you think. And if you have any questions or any problems that you encounter while you are installing the NickelClock, I will try my hardest to help you. Just if you have any problems, put them in the comments below. I would love to help you. And without further ado, have an amazing day. And if you enjoyed the video and you appreciate it, then go ahead, give it a like. Maybe even add another comment about how much you enjoyed it. And even if you really liked my content, then go ahead, slap that subscribe button, and hope you guys have a wonderful day. That's anything for life, and I'll see you later.